What's up, Blade Breakers? We're back with another unboxing, and it is Hasbro, so I'm really excited. We're definitely gonna battle this, and you'll notice I might actually put this away because this has a Let It Rip sticker. So you put your, oh, it comes apart way too easy for me to actually grab it and do that. So if you guys don't care about the packaging, there you go. And then one of these little light launchers, we'll talk about that in a sec. And most of this stuff you can honestly just throw away. The bay is right up front in kind of like a little plastic sleeve there. So let me get all of the stuff away so you can see that. So you have a tab and you just pull the tab and then, oh, well, you gotta pull it correctly, right? And there's your bay. So there's really no need for a knife or anything like that with these. You don't need scissors or anything. You have this hole right here. You just stick your finger through, pull, and then you have a hole that all the parts come from. So that's insane. I love that they did that. I know that's not really like anything to write home about. It's not that crazy, but for me, it's kind of nice. Like, I'm kind of like, oh, that's pretty dope. I'm glad that they did that. So this is the unboxing for Wizard Arrow. And if you saw my last unboxing, we actually unboxed Wizard Rod. So this is the Hasbro version. The Wizard Rod was a Takara Tomy version. And this one's like the first one, right? The first iteration of the Beyblade, but it has 4, which isn't very good. And it is $4.80, right? We kind of destroyed the box, but $4.80, right? And then Ball. And Ball is actually really good, but this one does not have any extra resistance, right? So keep that in mind. We've talked about resistance a lot because almost all the bays I've unboxed so far have good resistance. So you can see it doesn't have that piece. And when you're looking at them, they do still have similar gear ratios. Ball versus Rush. Rush is obviously going to be better performance when it comes to kind of the stamina of the bay. And then, right, you have the Ratchet and 80 versus 60. So you can see that it does have the skirt, I guess you could call it. And it is also a 4. So they're both 4s, but this one is going to be taller. So this one is not going to be as good. Some stamina combos do well with the 4 or the 80 and stuff like that, but it just kind of depends. Obviously, you still have some slight imperfections there. You can see like there's a piece of plastic, which actually reminds me of unboxing some of the older Beyblades on the first generation, right? You would have those little pieces that would actually be there, and you'd have to cut them off with an X-Acto knife sometimes if you wanted to basically not get cut while you're putting it together, which is kind of funny. So light launcher, right? Honestly, not bad. Like, if you're gonna pull this, you know, it's not the best, but I mean, it works, right? If you don't have the ability to purchase some of the more expensive products that you would get a launcher from, right? Then I can totally see why you might actually do that, right? String launcher is still going to be the best to get from Hasbro if you don't have, if you kind of want like the best bang for your buck, because it comes with a really good bay, right? Phoenix, and then a string launcher, and then all the parts on Phoenix are good for other combos as well. So if you wanted to make your Arrow Wizard better, I'll have to get used to saying that. If you wanted to make him better, you could put on like a 9 and then keep the ball and have less of the protruding points so that it's actually a better stamina combo. So I really think that the combos in Beyblade X are really simple and easy to go through and look at. And I really think this is going to be a good bay for a lot of people to get, especially if you're a stamina fan. You already know I am a stamina fan, huge stamina fan. There's the code for you guys. So really clean. I like it. It's really good. It's a solid bay, but it doesn't have the greatest performance if you guys are looking for like a competitive edge. You know, if you're going to compare it to something like Sword Phoenix or Dagger Drawn, right? Oh man, it's hard to keep those names straight, right? You're going to go this one, and then maybe this one, but it does have rush, so maybe you put this kind of up here or even. It just kind of depends, but competitively, it's not going to give the same advantages that some of the other Beyblades would. So I would say you don't need to purchase this one unless you're a fan of Stamina or you're like me and you're going to collect all of them. And we are going to battle with this one. I promised that I would battle with the Hasbro ones, and we're going to basically put them together and check it out because I think the weight's going to be pretty good and you don't need a knife to put everything together. So overall, I think it's a good middle ground, right? Because you still have to do a little bit to get it apart, but it's not going to be anything super crazy. So we'll go ahead and weigh this. 31.99, so basically 32. And so for some contrast, this is still, I believe, the heaviest Beyblade I have right here. That's 38. I mean, that's a clean weight. That is 6 grams heavier than Wizard. And then, you know, if you're like, oh wow, that really sucks, I can't believe it's that light, well, fear not. This is 35, so still 3 grams. You're basically dead if you use Wizard Rod. I don't want to say that, but weight-wise, it just doesn't stack up. See, 43 for the full combo, and even with the full combo on Aero Wizard, it's 41. So 2 grams lighter, right? 41, 43-ish, right? And then when you really get into it, 41 versus almost 40, 47. So 46.48. That's pretty crazy to have that big of a gap in the weight. So I know a lot of you guys might skip this, but honestly, who cares? If you're having fun, that's all that really matters. And that's most of the reason you guys play Beyblade in the first place, right? No stickers, right? Not super extravagant like the OG generation or, you know, Masters or anything like that. The metal generation is probably in the middle, I would say, when you're comparing it with the other generations. A lot of people grew up with it, but the older audience that may have grown up with the one I grew up with, which is the original, these unboxings aren't as exciting. It feels like building a model when you unbox a OG Bakuten Shoot Beyblade. These ones, you just like 3 parts, put it together, click, click, boom, you're ready to go. So overall, I really like that aspect of it. But then again, it's like, is it really worth, you know, adding stickers and making things more complicated? When Burst first started, it was pretty simple, just like this. So we'll kind of see what they do with it. I'm not really sure if they're going to change things up. You can see that the height is really crazy. So Rush is a pretty tall bit, but there's the difference. So even with Rush on there, it's only what, I mean, 20 millimeters difference. It's not the craziest. It does mean that some Beyblades that have, you know, something like this where you can smash attack and it goes up, what we call an upper attack, they're going to have an advantage over a tall bay like this. But if you have a strong ratchet like 9 over there, you might do good. So that's why for a lot of people that want to do competitive, you should probably change it over and use a better ratchet. And if you're looking for like a different combo, you can obviously change the ball bit and give it to a different Beyblade or something like that. So you have a lot of different options there, and we are going to battle for you guys. This is going to be awesome. So this is the Hasbro Stadium, and we're going to go ahead. We'll probably launch here. We'll launch with the light launcher just so you guys can see what I mean. it's definitely right. It clicks on just the same. It's, you know, it's not too loose. And so check that out. I mean, if you guys have seen some of my older videos when I first started, you know, when we had Phoenix and Drawn Dagger, it was crazy. You really couldn't just have a base sit in the center like that. So I like that aspect of things. I always like the stamina types, you know. Even Leon from the Metal generation was a defense type, but I still used him a lot. So we'll do Dagger Drawn versus Wizard here. And so that's what I mean, right? If you have really good stamina, you're going to win. Some of that recoil, right, is really difficult for base to handle. And you can see the bit is actually still in. So it's all the ratchet, because if the bit burst, right, it would pop out and you would actually see, right, we'll put it back together here to kind of show you. You would see the bit pop out and he'd be spinning like that with the bit out. So that's still a burst, but it's not as crazy as, you know, a full burst with the ratchet coming off and everything. So we're gonna actually move these over here. We'll do Sword Phoenix against Arrow real quick. All right, we're gonna do Sword Phoenix versus Arrow Wizard. Okay, so he barely won, right? I want you guys to remember that. We're gonna switch out the stadium for a Takara Tomy Stadium and show you guys the difference. Since this is Hasbro, and a lot of you guys probably have the Takara Tomy Stadium if you've been wanting one. I have two of them that I can sell to you guys on my channel. You can follow my Instagram, follow my TikTok, whatever. And I can post a picture of those as well if you guys are interested. So I'm gonna pause. I'll grab the Takara Tomy Stadium and set it up right here and just kind of show you guys just one battle or two. All right, so you can see it barely fits in the frame, and it is a lot bigger. I mean, just look at how big this is. This is the launcher next to it. If you guys just rewind a few seconds, right? Check this out. Okay, check this out, you guys. Look how big this is comparatively, right? Crazy smash attacks. Now, you can see right there, he lost, right? So you watch the battle, and he doesn't get any hits on our wizard, right? And so he actually is not going to be able to do any extreme dashes or anything like that. We'll do it with Drawn Dagger as well here real quick. Very close battle. So, I mean, maybe luck is on my side because I've always loved stamina types, but the advantage of the Takara Tomy Stadium versus the advantage of this stadium here, right? So there you go. This stadium can fit 3 in the center, and there's not a lot of room left, right? You figure you can barely fit a launcher in there, and that's all the bays I have for Hasbro right now for the unboxings, but it is a lot different. The Takara Tomy Stadium is going to be more of that competitive stadium, whereas you're not going to really see a lot of people using the Hasbro Stadium unless they're in the US. I feel like this this Hasbro Stadium is going to be a lot better for like your casual blader and stuff like that. So you can really use any combo you want in the Hasbro Stadium. So if you're in the Takara Thomas Stadium, you're going to want to use competitively advantageous combinations. You're going to want to launch correctly. You're going to want to pick, you know, one that has the advantage over the other. It really is a little bit more about strategy and skill, where you use something like this in a Hasbro Stadium and you can still win. You can still win if you play your cards right and get lucky with some extreme dashes and stuff like that. So that's the video for you guys. Go ahead, follow me on TikTok, Instagram, Facebook. It's all Beyblade Professor, right? They're all like the same, so you don't have to worry about doing anything different. I've got links in the description of every single video, so you can go ahead and follow me based off that. All right, Blade Breakers, we'll see ya in the next one.